Napoli vs Barcelona. Barcelona has suffered some away day horror shows in the Champions League in recent years, but is expected to prove too strong for Napoli. The Italian outfit has been below par in Serie A this season, which led to Carlo Ancelotti being replaced by Gennaro Gattuso in mid-December. Speedy sides who can attack the counter can cause Barcelona lots of problems like Liverpool did in its incredible comeback at Anfield last season. But that loss could also have spurned Messi on to once again reach the peak of European soccer, having not won the Champions League since 2015. Napoli, meanwhile, is in the midst of a crisis following Carlo Ancelotti's departure from the club. Gennaro Gattuso still has a few months to right the ship, but he has a lot of problems to solve if he wants to advance past Barcelona. Admittedly, Napoli did qualify as Group E runners-up with an unbeaten record under Ancelotti, finishing just a point behind holders Liverpool. They opened up with a 2-0 win over the Reds at this venue, before drawing 0-0 away to Genk, and then beating RB Salzburg 3-2 in Austria. Back-to-back 1-1 stalemates with Salzburg at home and Liverpool at Anfield meant qualification was assured before a 4-0 drubbing of Genk. Belgium forward Dries Mertens led the way with 5 goals in those games, and all of Napoli's other attacking weapons contributed. Italy hitman Lorenzo Insigne, Poland striker Arkadiusz Milik and Mexico winger Hirving Lozano are capable of causing Barca problems. Qualification was not enough to keep Carlo Ancelotti in a job. Napoli president, Aurelio De Laurentiis, fired him within hours of the final game, a decision prompted by a 7-game winless run in Serie A. However, there have been just too many domestic off days this term to have any confidence in Gli Azzurri. Former AC Milan and Rangers midfielder Gattuso earned 73 international caps as a player, but has yet to impress as a coach. Barca is out to atone for their semi-final loss to Liverpool last season, when throwing away a 3-0 first-leg lead on Merseyside. That followed a 3-0 quarter-final defeat at Roma 2 years ago, so the Catalan Giants do have something to prove in the knockout stages. However, Ernesto Valverde's side cruised through Group F with 4 wins and a couple of draws, conceding only 4 goals in those games. Even when resting a number of players for the trip to Inter Milan after already wrapping up the top spot, Barca came away with a 2-1 victory. A later run of poor form led to the sacking of coach Ernesto Valverde in January. The club replaced him with former Real Betis man Quique Setién. Lionel Messi looked back to his best in 2019, reaching 50 goals for club and country in a calendar year for the 9th time in the last decade. He holds the record for most successful strikes at the last 16 stage of the Champions League with 26, 3 more than Cristiano Ronaldo, and 14 clear of third-place Thomas Müller. The supporting cast has been bolstered by Antoine Griezmann and Frenkie de Jong, settling in well. Napoli is still in the middle of a crisis. They find themselves adrift of the top 4 and are yet to find any semblance of consistency since Gennaro Gattuso was appointed. The Stadio San Paolo has lost its status as a fortress in recent months, although they did beat Juventus 2-1. This will give hope to Barcelona, who has only lost one of their last 9 Champions League away games, which was at Liverpool. Having said that, the Spanish side has issues of their own. Recent defeats away to Valencia in the league and Athletic Bilbao in the cup have put pressure on the new coach. Bringing a new style halfway through the season has proved difficult. Exiting at the round of 16 would be a disaster for Setién. The Cantabrian coach impressed with his attacking style at Real Betis and Las Palmas, and we can expect to see some of that unleashed across these 2 games. It is hard to find fault in Napoli's approach to the group stage. The Italians did take their eye off the ball in Serie A during this spell. And it was that, not their European form, that cost Ancelotti. They may miss the veteran coach's experience during the knockout phase. Gattuso is still finding his feet, and he favors a more attack-minded setup. Napoli have enjoyed more possession in games since he arrived as a consequence of that. Napoli has struggled for consistency under Gattuso. There have been signs of recovery, and you can't ignore the recent 2-1 win over Juventus. Yet heads dropped again following the 2-3 home defeat to Lex. The upturn in performance coincided with the arrival of Diego Demi from RB Leipzig. He is the first real midfield dictator the club has had since Jorginho departed for Chelsea. The German could be key in the final stages of the season. Gattuso may also turn to the experience of Dries Mertens for these vital European games. Barca has exited the Copa del Rey and dropped to second in the league since Zidane arrived. Yet they have won the majority of the games and appear to be adapting to the coach's new tactics. Like Napoli, they arrive in this game as a work in progress but began from a much higher base. Lionel Messi has replaced goals for assists lately but continues to influence like no other. He scored 4 goals in a single match against Eibar, and this can boost his confidence to perform. If you had to identify another key player at this stage, it would be Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He'll have to be on top form as the Blaugrana adopts a more open approach. The two sides have never met in the UCL. They are inextricably linked through Argentina's other eternal crack Diego Maradona. Struggling to make an impact at the Blaugrana when he signed in 1982, winning the Spanish Super Cup and the Copa del Rey in his first season. In 1984, after 38 goals in 58 games for the Spanish club, he joined Napoli. El Pibe became a demigod in Naples, going on to win the 1989 UEFA Cup, 2 Serie A titles, the Coppa Italia, and the Italian Super Cup with the Partenope. Napoli changed managers in December, have a number of players in contractual disputes, and are mid-table in Serie A. Europe appears their only hope for joy this season. Barcelona has suffered key injuries. Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, has also changed managers and is still coming to grips with new boss Quique Setien's old-school, press and possess style. Past editions of Barca have been reliant on Messi for that burst of inspiration, but it has become a dependence in 2020. If he's on, this game becomes routine. If he's not, they're in trouble. Subscribe to Football Notes for more educative and entertaining videos. Thanks.